Babe. Hey everybody, it's Pajama Life with our review of Outcome, Dust Bunny, and the Pit. Let's go.
Reef Hawk, for the last 4 decades, America's favorite movie star.
Bubby and Tyra, we got a big problem.
Here's a video.
What's on it?
I have no idea.
Now I'd like to introduce you to your new crisis team.
Oh, I pray to God you didn't say the word on that video.
What? No.
I need to know everyone who hates you. You need to go and apologize to them.
Who hates me?
Your old manager, your old trainer, your new trainer, your old pool guy, your old pool guys, your mom.
Jesus Christ. Mom, I have a lot to apologize to you for.
Sorry. And that was such a great emotional moment. I'm so touched, genuinely.
Can I ask you something, Reef?
Of course.
What are you sorry for?
How do I put this the right way? You're not a good person.
Those are all these.
I wish you cared about what we thought of you, Reef, more than a bunch of people on the internet.
Why did you stay, my friend? Why are you still here? I ordered food and I already paid for it on the app.
Hey, it's Pajama Life with Pajama and Patrick. Say hey.
Hey, everybody.
What did you think of Keanu Reeves and a non-Keanu Reeves role in Outcome?
Well, it was kind of a Keanu Reeves role. I mean, except for him being horrible.
No talking.
Just I don't, overall the movie was kind of flat for me. It was interesting to see Keanu Reeves. I felt a little, makes you wonder, what is Keanu Reeves really like? He's doing a movie about himself, basically, because Keanu Reeves is that guy that everybody loves. He's the guy that gives a lady on the subway his seat so he can stand up because she's got a bag. Even though he's rich and famous, he's still riding the subway on top of that. It felt like it was trying to poke at him a little bit, and he was down for it. He's in the movie, but it just the whole story was just kind of slow moving. It was parts were really cringe. God, Jonah Hill is just unwatchable hardly anymore. I was not amused by him.
Weird, yeah.
He's just, like I said, unwatchable, to be honest at this point. It was.
I think it was more about him, about Jonah Hill.
It was a good commentary on, the whole media, how people that live in that spotlight have to manage that. It just sounded terrible. If anything, it made me feel a little bad for Keanu Reeves in real world, because I suspect that's like that. And you see it all the time. People that you thought were, oh man, they were hilarious, they were really nice, and and then Will Smith walks up and slaps somebody on stage in front of everybody. So Will Smith it would maybe even be a good analogy for someone who was universally loved, and then something come up and didn't do well for him, and it was his own choice, I guess, his own choice to go up there and smack Chris Rock in front of God and everybody, but here we are. So, it was okay. I like watching, I had a lot of people I wanted to see. Jonah Hill was, like I said, distractingly weird, and I was not digging that, but C minus maybe, if I were grading this. It wasn't great. It wasn't, but it was, if I had anything better to do.
You've ever seen, but it wasn't certainly not the best. And
No,
I thought it was a little masturbatory. Just kind of like, oh, look at us, oh, we're pitiful, oh, we're da-da-da. It's like, come on. And I think it was, but see, I'm old enough, you're old enough to remember Keanu Reeves' River Phoenix days when they were wilding. So some of that, and River Phoenix was into heroin and into hard drugs, and they were partying and they were best friends, and he was in that. So, he's quite cleaned up from back in the days. And, but I think the powerful scene was his fight with his two best friends. I think that was probably the best scene in the whole movie. And it was good to see Drew Barrymore. For those too young to remember, she had a lot of troubles at a very young age because of a trifling mother who partied with her literally at Studio 54. And she, thank God, came back because she was out there on hard drugs too. So it's good to see, the transformation of these people, but it's also there's PR teams, as well, who craft these images that are seemingly impossible to live up to. So in that sense, it was really good, but it moved a little slow. And this is Jonah Hill's. I don't think he's had very many. I mean, he directed it. And it looked like he wanted to be the star. You know what I mean? I was like, dude. So it was okay. I think I don't want to watch it again and try to figure it out. So it's okay. I'd rather see Keanu Reeves. I think he's trying to transition out of those action roles and maybe take on something more serious. This wasn't it. So hopefully we'll see him in something better. All right, up next, man, this was an interesting one. I don't know what to think. Dust Bunny. Let's take a look. Mads Mikkelsen is always interesting.
What did you see?
A monster under my bed.
What do your parents think about monsters? Do they believe in them?
Did you know? Is that enough to kill a monster?
What makes you think I kill monsters?
You seem like you killed all it thinks.
The monster didn't need your parents. Those were men. They came to kill me.
You're a monster. She believe in you.
I know it's real.
You think you know?
You think you know.
Her being here won't stop them. They will go right through her.
You seem very good. You got the girl?
I got the girl.
Okay. This is super interesting. It is definitely beautiful to watch. I mean, I think that it is a metaphor for a child's anger and rage. And I'm not sure if she really was offered her foster parents or not. I'm not sure. But it reminded me, and Pat, you may remember this. I keep going back to our day, the Max. On MTV, back when they had liquid television, it was an animated show.
Max Headroom?
No, the Max.
No. I guess I didn't. I was not.
I watched it. It was just so interesting. And this kind of reminded me of it. So I don't think you take it literally. But I thought it was a beautiful looking fantasy horror kind of movie. But I just thought it was hilarious. Sheila Atim was the FBI agent, and she when she came out of the closet, just started shooting. That was hilarious. But Mads Mikkelsen is always doing something interesting. Besides his Marvel movies, he's done a lot of interesting kind of sci-fi things and horror. And so I really enjoy. I just thought it was super interesting and something very different. What do you think, Pat?
Oh, I love this. I thought this was
good. Oh my goodness.
this was delightful. This was like you had analogies for what you thought it was like. I thought it was like if Sucker Punch and Leon the Professional had a child, and this is what it looked like. Sucker Punch had that
Yeah.
fantastical
Beautiful
kind of thing,
movie.
and
Trash
that same kind of sepia tone enriched type of filming. This was really good. And the next door neighbor being the hitman was too much Leon the Professional, but obviously there was a larger age difference between Natalie Portman and the child actor they had on there, and it was really good. I mean, what a wonderful conceit about being, because everybody, the thing is, everybody remembers a point when they were scared of their house or something. There was a shadow, you never knew what the shadow was, and I mean, there's so many different kinds of stories that I've seen. Like, and there's a Doctor Who episode about what if the thing underneath your bed really is something, and they go into that. I mean, because everybody has these things, and it really
Or
played
the
on that.
floor is lava. You can't touch the floor. If you touch the floor, you're gonna die.
Right. I mean, you play, well, that was just a game, but the being scared of the thing under your bed or the thing in your closet or the thing at the end of the hallway or whatever. I mean, it's just really, I thought it was well done. It was, and I liked the way they kind of left an open ending at the end of it too. So the story may not be over. I mean, but I don't. This doesn't feel like something that they're doing for a second one. And I do enjoy stories where they leave an open ending, but they don't make another movie, because then you can do I mean, everything in everybody's imagination is going to be better typically than anything that whoever the director was does. So loved it. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. And Mads Mikkelsen, God, he's kind of in everything lately. I mean, he was talking about the science fiction thing. I always think of him as Rogue One. He was the guy who made the Death Star. So there you are.
Yep.
Shout out to David, who's not here today.
That surprise person in it, Sigourney Weaver. Oh my God. I was like, wait a minute now. Now they had her as his mother, but she's gonna be 75 this year. So I'm like,
75.
Huh?
She don't look 75. I wish I kind of had.
I know. So
money fixes everything. Just remember.
I thought that was amazing. She, of course, came in, crushed it, and was like, oh, well, she is Ripley, so I guess she can crush anything she's in.
Pretty much. Give her a loader.
She's amazing. So definitely, I think we both agree.
Oh, yeah.
Check out Dust Bunny. Up next is we're going to talk about the Pitt and kind of go over the season and what we thought. So let's take a peek at the Pitt.
It may not seem like much, but right now, you being here is the best thing that you can do for your patients. Supporting their choices is the most remarkable gift that you can give.
We all need help from time to time. Maybe this is the universe's way of telling you it's time to clear the air.
I could use a second set of hands.
Is this a drill?
Westbridge Hospital has shut down all the computer systems.
Are we next?
We're about to go analog.
You're a very empathetic soul, but this is the ED. It's not for the faint of heart.
What do you need to get some basic empathy back?
Charged. Clear.
How's your first day going?
Good. Haven't killed anyone yet.
Yeah, Pat, what did you think of this season of the Pitt?
Well, I mean, this is obviously top level TV. This is everything about this is done in such a way that it's really well done. Obviously, Noah Wiley has he's probably played a doctor long enough he could be a doctor at this point, except for that. I mean, he just it's interesting to see his progression as the young intern in ER to now he's chief of ER medicine. I love it. I mean, all the characters are well drawn. They've all got their own motivations. You can see it, and they had multiple interesting patients and situations throughout the whole thing, and it wrestled with a really big subject too in the midst of this. And this all happens in literally 24 hours, or not even 12 hours. 12 hours. 15. Okay, it's 15 hours. It was a long shift, but these people it shows how they're struggling with technology. I mean, this makes you kind of look at doctors a little differently, And and like I said, the struggle, the big struggle throughout this, and I don't want to give it away for anybody who hasn't seen the season, but and a bit of a cliffhanger, to be honest. For the next season, don't know where it's going, which is again great TV when you do that. You make people want to watch the stuff. You don't have a formula, and this did not feel very formula. I mean, there was people that you hated, there's people that you liked, and some people you start hating and then you like. I mean, really well done. I I love this show. It's totally bingeable.
I did like the season, and then I started hearing a bunch of disturbing stuff about this season. And then I had to go back and look at it. Noah Wiley's treatment of women on this show was not great. And particularly the minority women on this show are not being treated very well. And for the second time this year, another minority doctor is being kicked off. Minority woman doctor is being kicked off the show. So that kind of, it's kind of, and maybe that's real life, but the way he was talking to them, I was like, this is how Black women and brown women get turned away from medicine. So in that sense, it was kind of real and uncomfortable. But, and so I was kind of like, I don't like that. And now the storylines were darker this season, I felt like. And the central kind of darkness kind of permeated a lot of it and kind of was a drag. But I know they needed to talk about that. I don't want to say what it is in case you're not sure of what is going on, because it's a pretty big issue. But I just kind of didn't really care for Dr. Robby throughout and his treatment of people. I just thought that was kind of crap. And also how he treated Dr. Elashimi, I thought that was crazy too. But I thought it was a nice progression to see Mel and Becca's relationship begin to change, and Mel having to struggle with that. I wanted to see more of her this season. And I'm not fond of the mean girl, what's her name? I wasn't too happy with her. And I was kind of glad her little boo thing told her, look, you can come over and we can Netflix and chill, but I'm sick of hearing you bitch about things around here. I was like, yes, finally somebody gets her all the way together. I was waiting on that. But I also did like the intern, the candy stripe. I don't know if they call them candy stripers, but the little intern and Dana and their interaction. I thought that was a very cute and touching storyline, and like some gross stuff. And that the scene with the guy, the unhoused man with he left his cast on too long and then had maggots on his arm. I was like, oh, I was like, these poor people having to deal with stuff. And also touching on doctors' biases when that resident was shaming that guy for being overweight, and just kind of blaming him for his condition, and the other ones having to pull him aside and being like, look, don't be such a jerk. I thought that was really good, and maybe more medical professionals need to hear how you talk to people can make a big difference in their health care. So overall, I thought the season was probably a B for me. I'm just kind of done with how they're treating the women on that show, as particularly the minority women, and which is part and parcel for what's going on in TV shows and movies right now. So I'm kind of over it, but overall, good season. Yeah.
Did you notice you said you watched it one time through, and then you, after you read things, you went back and rewatched it.
Yeah.
Did you notice the way the treatment was the first time through, or was it after you read stuff and then you watched it again and go, yeah, that did happen? Because I mean, it seemed very
I did, and
organic
it
the
was
way they
kind
did.
of like, well, this I get it because of, I don't want to say why.
Well, yeah, there was a
But
lot of things going on, and that's kind of what I was about the point I was going to make is that
yeah, but then I
yes,
was like, there are other stuff about him historically in his acting roles that it's a problem.
oh well, I without
And so
but
I
without
was like, ooh, this
but
guy
without
might be
knowing
problematic.
but without knowing that back information, a lot of it felt very organic the way that happened because of what was going on with him, what was going on with people in the storyline, not necessarily in any individual, but like the storyline with his the next who was going to cover for him while he was out. I can't Dr. Alice Sheedy, and she was concealing something that was very bad that could possibly affect someone's life, and her not going about it, and him trying to get her to do stuff with it, and then she didn't want to do anything. He had to kind of get to be a bit of a jerk because that's the way it works, I guess, in the real world. You don't
I
want
just
well you
feel
don't
like
no
he
you don't
was.
but you don't want someone who's like, well, I went to med school and I want to be the ER director. I know I've got something that's going to could possibly put someone at risk, and I should disclose this, but I'm not going to because I don't want to do that.
But meanwhile, he's got stuff going on that could I mean, remember what happened to him last season and his breakdown and his
But
not being
but
able to deal, and
but
he was
but
taken out.
everybody knew it. But
No,
everybody knew about it, and that was part of
but
his
he
going
then
back and getting
can't then
treatment.
in the next breath be like, well, if you don't do this, I'm going to report you. I mean, he was like
Yeah, that's what he's
being
supposed
like
to do. That was his
hypocritical at that
job.
point.
That was his job.
Yeah, but he was being hypocritical because he had a total meltdown and wasn't getting help for it, didn't get help for it, which led to the situation he was in this season. And, then he's coming at her, coming at the other girl, coming at. So I was just kind of like, man, you get yourself together, physician, heal thyself, and then sit up there and talk about what other people are doing. So that's how I felt about it. I was just kind of like,
Well, like I said, I was just wondering because because I only watched it one time. I didn't
yeah.
rewatch it, and I didn't notice it per se because I'm not a woman and I'm not a woman of color, and I don't. So maybe I'm not as sensitive to it as you were because you've been in these situations, I suspect,
Yeah.
and I've never have been. So maybe it's a little bit more noticeable to you than it is to me. And because I just watched through it, and when you said you did notice it, but you read some stuff, went back, that made me wonder, how apparent it was. The first, just a sight unseen watch through.
Yeah,
As
I think I clocked it, and then I was just kind of like, which made me be like, I don't like him as much this season. And then once I saw, I was like, oh, I'm not by myself and thinking, something's a little more off than I expected to be. So it's definitely a darker season. And so I don't expect it to be haha like MASH was,
no,
but
it's not.
but I'm hoping they can lighten it up a little bit. There's a lot of negativity in the
Well,
world right now.
it's a drama, and drama is going to be dramatic.
Yeah. Well,
It's not.
drama can
There
also have
there
a
was some
little more.
there was a little bit of gallows humor here and there, with things that were
Yeah.
going on,
Who's a
So
delight who steps onto the scene is Sean Hardesty. I don't know if I'm saying his last name, his best friend and other
okay.
attending. And I was hoping, even though they said they wouldn't, that they would make the Pitt or after hours, the overnight shift, and do
Oh,
a show
that'd
with
be fun.
those doctors. Oh, I love all of them. They are just, all of them are so super cool. And I would love, love, love to see a series, but he ain't gonna do that because the focus wouldn't be on him. So I hope that we see more of the night crawlers, he calls them. And that really was a great part of the series. But it'll be back for season 3 of the Pitt. I don't know if I'll be there. I don't know if I'm gonna be watching it, but we'll see. But go and check out some of the discussion about Noah Wiley and the show and some other things. I think it's a really interesting take on him and the show. All right. Well, that is it. Next week, we will be checking out Untold Chessmates on Netflix about a chess prodigy and a rival in the world of chess. It's a documentary that's very interesting. The series, Guy Ritchie's another series on young Sherlock. I think he just loves Sherlock Holmes. So this series has its stamp, and he's directed several episodes of it. And we might watch, or if I can find a movie, or maybe talk about Michael Jackson's movie. I don't know. But Imperfect Women on Apple TV. Pat, any final words you got for us?
Not today. Just everybody get out there, enjoy the weather, what you got, whatever it is.
Yeah, if you can believe it'll be May next week. Wow, we're about halfway through the year already. Yeesh. So much going on. But definitely get some vitamin D by going out in the sunshine and having a good time. And congrats to Virginia for standing up to tyranny. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.